What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So it seems like Errol Spence Jr. has finally warmed up to the idea of fighting Keith one-time Thurman. As Errol Spence is on a comeback tour, he's trying to revamp his career, right? He's trying to get his career back on track. And Errol Spence, we know he don't do tune-ups, right? So Errol Spence, in this video, we're going to discuss what I have been told today, what's possibly next for Errol Spence Jr. So Errol Spence Jr., we know, is the former unified three-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, who is top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, with a record now of 28 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 22 wins by way of knockout at 33 years of age, 5 for 9.5 with a 72-inch arm reach. He suffered the first loss of his career in the ring. Now, he suffered setbacks in his career that took place with life just lifing, where he suffered that horrific car accident just a few weeks, just 10 days after unifying the belts in 2019 against Showtime's Shawn Porter. Then Errol Spence, he came back after 14 months. He beat Danny Garcia. Then he was on the verge of having the biggest marquee fight of his career against legendary 8th Division world champion, iconic Filipino superstar boxer Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. Then he suffered a broken nor detached retina ahead of that fight that saw him removed from that fight from the fight game and from that fight for a year. And then he came back. He fought the man that replaced him, that dominated Manny Pacquiao, in Tszyu, Cuban superstar, welterweight, former world champion. Tszyu dominated. He stepped in for Errol Spence, then dominated Manny Pacquiao. That should have been Errol Spence, and Errol Spence possibly would have stopped Manny Pacquiao in that night. And he would have got all types of escalated accolades. Nonetheless, he didn't get the fight. He then came back, dominated Tszyu, broke his ribs, nose, and orbital bone and stopped him. Captured the 3rd belt. Then he stayed out the ring again for an extensive period of time to fight against Terence Crawford, his biggest rival, his biggest nemesis. They finally fought July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. And Errol Spence then suffered the biggest step back in his career. He got dropped in the 2nd round, twice in the 7th, then stopped in the 9th. And he got dominated the majority of that fight, right? And now, once again, he had an immediate rematch in place in a contract that has went by the wayside, right? To immediately fight Terence Crawford. But things happen with Errol Spence. Showtime decided to get out the business of sport of boxing after 37 years. Looked like they was going to fight in December. And then in January, Errol Spence had corrective eye surgery to remove cataracts that he stated hindered him going into the Crawford fight. And he had broken ribs going into the Crawford fight. So he suffered some major setbacks, to say the least. Errol Spence has never been too keen on fighting. After a while, former unified WBC, WBA welterweight world champion, superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman. He's never been too keen on that fight with Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman is 30 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 22 wins by way of knockout, 35 years of age. Keith Thurman is 5'8" with a 69-inch arm reach. Pardon me, people. He's 5'8" with a 69-inch arm reach, right? Errol Spence has been chasing down the Keith Thurman fight since May of 2017. Keith Thurman unified the belts against Danny Garcia March of 2017. Errol Spence won his first world title May of 2017 against Kell Brook. And he never gave Errol Spence the opportunity. He kept avoiding and strategically maneuvering around Errol Spence, okay? Just kept doing it. And now Errol Spence has suffered this setback, and because he suffered that eye injury and had the surgery in January, and it's a 4 to 8 week recovery period, depending upon who you ask. The rematch with Terence Crawford, who is now 40 wins, no loss, no draws, 31 big wins by way of knockout, 36 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. He'll be 37 in September. You can see why Terence Crawford don't want to sit around and wait. And Terence Crawford is not happy with the fact that he revealed that he had all these injuries going into the fight that hindered him from being able to participate the best of his abilities, and said, why you think I got hit with so many jabs and hooks? So Terence Crawford is moving on. He's setting his sights on bigger and better things, going up 3 divisions and fighting Canelo Alvarez for his undisputed title. And it looked like in September that could happen at 37. With that said, right? Now Errol Spence, because the Terence Crawford fight's not happening, he is set to possibly face the winner of Keith Thurman, who shockingly is moving up to 154, a weight class he has fought at. And he's going to take on the newly crowned WBO junior middleweight world champion, Australian superstar boxer, who is the son of a legend. That being Tszyu, who is the son of a legend, Tszyu. Tszyu is 24 wins, no losses, no draws, 17 wins by way of knockout, 29 years of age. He's 5'8" and a half with a 70-inch arm reach. Tszyu and Keith Thurman are going to fight. They're going to fight March 30th. Okay? And so they're going to fight March 30th. And Errol Spence is now, according to what I've been told, because of this eye injury and because of the recovery period, okay, Errol Spence is has to sit out, right? Hence one of the reasons why he's not going to rematch Terence Crawford. So as he recovers, they're going to fight in March. So now as they fight in March, he's going to fight the winner, I'm being told, possibly in the summertime, right? Which is great for Errol Spence's career, because I believe Errol Spence would beat either Keith Thurman or Tszyu. I think the harder fight is going to be Tszyu because of his natural size, but I also feel like Tszyu's style is tailor-made for Errol Spence. But how much can Errol Spence receive, right? We know he's going to be able to dish it out, but how much is he going to be able to absorb, right? Keith Thurman's style is going to be troubling for Errol Spence because of the movement, but Errol Spence is very, very crafty and very sneaky athletic, where he cuts the ring off and forces you to fight his fight. At times, he did that with Terence Crawford. And Keith Thurman is susceptible to body punches, and that's Errol Spence's strong point. I personally think that Tszyu is going to stop Keith Thurman to the body. Keith Thurman, in his last 3 fights, he's fought a total of 3 times in 7 years. Keith Thurman has. Since winning the titles against Danny Garcia, he's fought Josito Lopez, Manny Pacquiao, and Mario Barrios. And he has been hurt visibly to the body in all 3 of those fights, to the point where Keith Thurman had to spit out his mouthpiece and literally run around the ring to survive. Literally. In all 3 of those fights. Josito Lopez, Mario Barrios, and Manny Pacquiao. And Tszyu is bigger. He fought 3 times this year. He's way more active. He's young. He's hungry. And he's fundamentally sound. And he's much more durable than Josito Lopez, Mario Barrios. And he's way bigger than Manny Pacquiao. So, and he's a very strategic puncher, and he's very, very precise with his punches. He don't waste a lot of punches. And he's going to make it to Keith Thurman's body, who's been inactive. Is he going to have the stamina to move around the ring for 12 rounds and avoid Tszyu? Keith Thurman's on records admitting that if Mario Barrios was more crafty and a better fighter, he might have dropped him and could have stopped him. Tszyu is better than Mario Barrios and Josito Lopez. and he's bigger than Manny Pacquiao. So I think that Tszyu is going to win the fight. And this is going to give Errol Spence the opportunity to fight against Tszyu in a mega fight for another title to become a world champion in the second weight class. He's always wanted to go to 154. Now it looks like it's the opportunity, period. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. So all I got for y'all, I'm gone. Peace.